Washington former FBI Director James Comey will be grilled on whether President Donald Trump tried to get him to back off an investigation into alleged ties between the Trump campaign and Russia, key U.S. senators said on Sunday ahead of Comey and Apo's testimony this week on Capitol Hill. Comey, who was leading the Federal Bureau of Investigation and Apo's probe into alleged Russian meddling in last year and Apo's U.S. presidential election, was fired by Trump last month, 4 years into his 10-year term. The move sparked accusations that Trump dismissed Comey to hinder that investigation and stifle questions about possible collusion between his campaign and Russia. And quote, I want to know what kind of pressure, appropriate, inappropriate, how many conversations he had with the president about this topic and quote, Senator Mark Warner, the top Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee, told CBS and Apo's and quote, faced the NATION and quote, program on Sunday. The former FBI chief is due to testify on Thursday before the Intelligence Committee as part of its own Russia-related investigation. After Comey and Apo's dismissal, news reports emerged that Trump asked Comey to end the probe into former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn during a February meeting in the Oval Office, the day after Flynn was fired for misrepresenting his contacts with the Russian ambassador. The account, first reported by the New York Times, was based on a memo Comey wrote after the meeting. The Comey memo caused alarm on Capitol Hill and raised questions about whether Trump tried to interfere with a federal investigation. And quote, it would be unthinkable if the president actually did what was reported, asked FBI Director Comey to, in effect, back off of at least the investigation into General Flynn and quote, Warner said. U.S. intelligence agencies concluded in January that Moscow tried to sway the November vote in Trump and Apo's favor. Russia has denied involvement, and Trump has denied any collusion between his campaign and Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin said in an interview that he does not have any relationship with Flynn and only spoke briefly with Flynn when he sat next to him at a 2015 dinner for Russian TV network RT. And quote, I made my speech. Then we talked about some other stuff. And I got up and left and quote, Putin told NBC and EWS and Apo's and quote, Sunday night with Megan KLLY and quote, program. And quote, THAT and Apo's it. IDN and Apo's even really talked to him. THAT and Apo's the extent of my acquaintance with Mr. Flynn. And quote, Republican Senator Susan Collins, who sits on the Senate Intelligence Committee, said she is eager to question Comey to find out more about Trump and Apo's allegation that Comey told him on 3 separate occasions that he was not under investigation. And quote, we need to hear directly from Mr. Comey on these important issues and quote, Collins told and quote, face the nation. And quote, the tone, the exact words that were spoken and the context are so important, and THAT and Apo's what we lack right now, and we can only get that by talking to those directly involved and quote, she said. Trump has called the investigation into alleged ties between his campaign and Russia of and quote, which HUNT and quote, designed to undermine the legitimacy of his electoral win. After reports that Trump asked Comey to stop investigating Flynn, Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein hired former FBI Chief Robert Mueller as special counsel to lead the FBI and Apo's Russia probe.